Hello, Ron Janish here. We're going to take a look at a few charts, probably taking a look at what happened today and taking a pretty good guess at what's likely to happen down the road. And we'll focus on something in the forex and something in the market indices. Okay, just to make it a little fun and easy for you. Now, let's move over to over here. Okay. Well, first of all, in an email I sent out today, I said this morning I note that the market is up a bit, and that was this morning. As you can see, this is the afternoon, and this morning for me means 6:30 in the morning, by the way. That's when the market opens up. And then I said probably testing the high. In the course, there is something called a Willie Nelson. And a breakdown from here would provide a textbook example. All right, let's see if that was really relevant and what some other examples are of that. Well, at least see one more example. Let's see, let's go over here. Okay, so as we can see back here, for quite some time now, I've been saying up we go in the dollar, up we go in the dollar, even though there's this guy Freddie who's freezing his buns off up in Alaska, who knows a whole bunch about oil and stuff, and he's been arguing with me, but I've been saying up we go, up we go, and so it's been up we go, up we go. Now if you look at it right down here, if you're a course member, you can see that right here is where you had what I call a Willie Nelson signal. All right, and so with the Willie Nelson signal right here, it's not unusual to have a day that goes a little bit lower, which they went lower than here, but didn't quite make it below here on an intraday or closing basis, and then did a nice ride to the upside. And this, by the way, is nowhere near finished. Okay, because originally when I started with this, I was looking at the much bigger chart that you can see on the weekly, and this still has a ways to go. Now it's gone beyond the ML here, retraced back, and now it's headed up in this area up here. Okay, so that's where things are for the dollar, and that means it's going down in the euro. Okay, let's see euro. Well, it has so far, and probably will in the future. So let's see. Let's see an indice, one that's fairly popular with a lot of traders that kind of know what they're doing, is known as IWM, and they trade that, and that's also known as the Russell Index. And if you look at it on the bigger chart, you first of all understand my target is this area here, this little triangle area, and my guess is at this point that the market's gonna go in this area here and then reverse. So we'll have to wait and see, because quite frankly, if it comes down here and just caps on through, I'm going to admit I'm wrong and stay short. Okay, so let's just wait and see what happens. So what about this thing I said this morning? This morning price was up here. Okay, and I said, gee, what did I say? What did I say? Doesn't like to move. I said, well, so we have what's called a Willie Nelson pattern, and just a perfect way to go would be if it did a nice drop from here. And so we knew we had a Willie Nelson pattern yesterday. Okay, right there. And so and what happened was prices went up during the day, and they hung out rather nicely, and then dropped down to here, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, if you use the course lines, you'd see that your bigger lines come in around here. That's your far H, still nicely downsloping, and then your present ML, that's probably in charge, whether you draw this one here or whether you draw the next one, which is this one here. Yeah, here's another Willie Nelson. Oh golly, gee whiz. Dual Willies, and then down here we go. And so this is a very, very steep line here. Not to say that the market has to follow this very steep line, but if it does, we'll have what we've been having the last few weeks, which is some really downish stuff. So anyway, right now in IWM, looking in the 60 area, okay, and that would put, let's see, I'm long a number of things, including TZA. So let's see where that would put it in TZA. Well, TZA back in, oh, yikes, that's a horrible looking chart. Let's see if we can fix that. That's prettier. There we go. Back around here. Okay, back around here is the price in IWM was around here, and this is a 3x of IWM inverted. So basically when IWM was at around 60, this one was at around this price level here last October, and so that would suggest that this area around here might be appropriate, which would be nearly double. That's pretty friggin' good if it works out. So that's what we're looking at. Another one that's looking rather encouraging that I sent out the other day is this one here, and this is probably more obvious than the other ones. This is not a Willie Nelson at this time, but it could, or is it? Let's see. Not a Willie Nelson on the big picture. Let's see where we are on the smaller picture. No. So, no. So if we get a nice update tomorrow and perhaps close up in this area up here, then we can say this is a Willie Nelson, and that would be something that would be fairly constructive for this chart. This is FAZ. This is 3x short financials, which would work well with the Bank of China forecast and the Bank of China's caution. The Bank of China right now is very cautious about trading with a good number of French banks and even some Swiss banks. And so this has to do with the financial area, and that if the financial stocks go down considerably, this particular ETF stands to profit from that. So that's what we see right now. We'll have to wait and see what happens. If you recall, the last time I did a forecast, I did one for the SPY, and effectively was suggesting that, here's the IWM chart, suggesting that prices would, we were up here somewhere on SPY, and suggesting that our target is down this area here. So same thing, IWM and SPY closely track each other, and so this would still mean that in SPY we're looking for prices about 10% lower as our next target area. And when would this occur? The guess is that it would occur the very beginning to the middle of October. Okay, and so that gives it a bit of time to occur. And so we'll see you next time in the next video. If you get a chance, take the Andrews course. We've got 15 plus incredible videos for you that are not available to the public, and quite a bit of other material, including the written manual. It's 100 some odd pages, and beautiful color, nice new, and you get that. And that's one of the many benefits of being a course member. Thank you for your time. See you next time.